All right, good morning. Welcome to Buck Don't Know Shit. It is my last day home, it looks like. Leaving this afternoon. I'm thinking we'll be gone for quite a while. It's mid-July. Thinking I'll probably be gone for a while. I may come home for a day or two in a couple of weeks. Work about 4 weeks after that, and then might get a week off. Probably not gonna have much time off until September though. So that's it. So this morning, I think we're gonna work on the headliner some. I think that's today's show is Buck works on the headliner. Getting started anyway. Won't finish it, of course, but I think maybe we can get the wood panel strips. I don't know, staple strips. I don't know what they're called. Maybe we can get those done today. That's kind of my goal, and kind of get a plan, idea how this is going to go together. I don't know. We'll see. I do think, and I've got 2 of them because that's what I do. I buy 2 of everything apparently. No, I can't find one. Here's one. I did accidentally buy 2 of these. I had, like a genius, stuck the original one I bought in the box with the door panels, or maybe it shipped that way, I don't know. But my box for my door panels was sitting up there for a year and a half. And then, a month ago or so, I was like, I could have swore I'd bought a headliner. Of course, that was almost 2 years ago. And so I was like, I looked everywhere for it, could not find it. I was like, well, shit, maybe I didn't buy it. So let me buy another one. So then the other day, of course, that one got here. I was like, okay, I got my headliner. Then the other day, I go to work on door panels and open the box, and there is a headliner. So, we got a nice little thunderstorm, kind of cool things off. Bad thing is the wind is blowing kind of straight into my garage, but that's okay. We're working in the car. Little water ain't gonna hurt us. I have made an executive decision to use self-tappers for these strips. What I was going to do was, you have these old tabs that held the old tack strip down. What I originally was going to do was line up my tack strip, mark it, drill holes, then put these on. And that's the way it was intended to do, right? But the problem I'm running into is more and more of these are breaking off as I try to peel them up. And like even this one that looks like it's whole, it is very soft right there, so it'll probably break off when I try to bend it back down. So, I'm making an executive decision because, as I've said before, I am the decider, and I am using self-tappers, and I'm not going to waste the time lining up, drilling holes when I'm probably going to have to add screws anyway in a lot of places. So we're about to do the foreboding and use self-tappers, and I am just going to start breaking these off because they're just going to be in the way and they're no good anyways. So if you want to sit there and try to save them and reuse them, by all means do that. For me, I'm not going to waste the time for something that isn't probably going to hold very well anyways. And we definitely need this to be secure. And I bought little round-headed self-tappers. So, they may stick up a little bit, but you got trim covering all this, right? So I don't think it's going to be an issue. To show you what I am doing here, and this actually isn't taking that long. It's actually going pretty quick, but I've got 1 inch by, you can see the sheet I cut over there. It's 1/8 inch, like a birch plywood, something we had here actually. yeah, cut it in 1-inch strips roughly. I didn't even measure, just eyeballed it, but that looks about 1 inch. And yeah, just self-tapping them in place. And I mean, it is freaking way more secure than those little bent over tabs would be. And I'm working my way back this way, and you see I'm just hammering them back in. And then I get to this, and it is a little tack strip, but you see the tabs are, I mean, just barely touching them with my finger. That one's pretty good, but that one's gone. That one, I might go bend that one up, and that one's okay. So if I can get that one and maybe that one up, I might leave this here. And I believe this is just, you pull it and, you know, get some adjustment. If you had some actual carpet tack strip, that would probably work right here. Again, when if you have take your back windshield out, this would be the time to try to get these things out and repaired. So it just stayed like this. So I'm gonna have some of that on these jobs, right? So yeah, but I do still have my hooks, which somehow they survived. You need to hold on to these if you're taking your car out. I just left them in place. I got some primer on them, they're good to go. I will be putting this, there is a the light pedestal here, be putting that in and kind of wiring things before I do the headliner. I'll run those wires, probably stop and get all these wires run. So yeah, I got one strip goes right here to there. Then I got to put a strip back here and then cross the top all the way around and then work my way around the car. But yeah, it's going pretty fast. Self-tappers, y'all. Use them when you can. They don't hurt anything. I just see people like, you know, guys digging into old cars and, oh, self-tappers, self-tappers. And I get it, like you're like trying to, I don't know, hold something structural down or whatever, but you know, screw drilling a hole and then finding a screw that fits that hole that works just right, and yeah, just get a self-tapper. Right, well, I've got tack strip all the way around. There is still this rubber or whatever stuff that's in here. I saw Jameson reused his. That's what I plan on doing too. Yeah, just do the best I can with that. And that is, I guess, how it goes in the front. I've seen people like clipping and gluing up here, but yeah, I think it just goes right there and then the trim slips over it. So got a few concern spots kind of in this back corner. There were some clips that I think are for trim that broke, and yeah, just not, I don't know, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I say that a lot, and then I get to the bridges and I'm like, why did I do it this way? This bridge sucks. So, but yeah, there'll probably be some sucky bridges down in that corner, I'm thinking. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy with it. It's there, it's tacked, and yeah, it'll give us something to staple to. And it's good, hard plywood. From my research I did with AI, birch, I think MDF of high density, I don't know, something is what it kept recommending, but it also said good hard plywood would be good. And this is all I ended up using was one of these, like a, I guess that's 12 by 24 or 14 by 24 or something like that. I think it's a little wider than 12. Yeah, got those strips out of it, 2 foot lengths, 1 inch wide, and one board like that was enough to do the whole car. You can see how I got that one mounted. Let me come over here and show you. And you can't really put the light in until you've got the headliner in, because it snaps over the headliner. But I did change the bulbs, got the old bulb out, turn this fan off. Yeah, I got the old bulb out, put a new one in, tested it. It works, just a ground and a positive. Got my ground wire up there. I believe that's where the old one was, because it is short. This was the original lead to it. And then got the wire, you know, kind of in this mess back here, which I will put them in their looms. I've got them. I need to figure out which ones and exact. I think they mount kind of down here and everything kind of rolls up here under the seat. But I will do that eventually. I got some self-tappers I need to cut off before I stab my foot with them too. See, that's why you don't use self-tappers right there. So they're dangerous. I mean, this was I think that's a size 10 screw, maybe a 12, I don't know. And screwed right in, nothing to it. And gonna go put the other one in. And whenever you get your headliner here, you find that hole, just cut a little slit in it, slip your wires through it, and then this has those tabs in the back and it just presses in place. I think this evening, it's already 6. I'm not gonna do a whole lot today, but I'm gonna continue on the headliner project. I've got it out. Well, first I'll show you, I got my bows here. I kind of threw a little paint primer on them. Tried not to. Yeah, these are the green ones. So you got different colors. There's other videos, but the 3 green go on the front, and then there is a red that goes in the back, and then mine looked like it was gray or white or something, but there's basically a non-colored one that goes in between the 3 green ones and the red one in the back. So you should have 5 of these. When you do take your headliner out of your car, make sure you save them. You might want to look at them before you take them out, if they are colored or not, and if they're not, you might want to mark them somehow. It's not that hard though. You got 3 that are identical, and then the last 2, I'm assuming there's a difference. Yeah, one of them's a little shorter. The red one's longer than the other one. But you can kind of see the difference in the bows. Shouldn't be that hard. You can figure it out. First 3 green ones go front, then the non-marked one goes next, and then the red goes in the back. There it is. 3 green ones in the front, plain one right there, and the red one in the back. The red one is the sleeve that it goes in is longer than the rod itself, so you will just, what I did was just center it, and then we'll be cutting it out so that the ends stick out. This one here, it's very close to length, but you can see the ends stick out just a little bit. We'll center it again, and then these green ones, there's plenty of length on each end. So I don't know why they do it that way, but that is the way it is. When you get it in the car, these are the holes you're looking for, which I may have to trim that board back a little bit there. But you get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that is what you're looking for. And you got 2 sets each one. And I guess that's just for adjustment. Yeah, I'm probably gonna whittle out. I'm thinking I'm gonna go with the one to the highest one that's to the right on all of them. And just see how that looks. I don't know. Seems like it'd be better. So if you read the manual, it says put the back rod in first and then hook it onto those retaining wires. So I don't think I can video it. You see there's the other one over there. But basically you just got to flip it back, hook those wires around the rod, kind of poke them through the material a little bit, and it just holds that back rod in place. And then you just work your way forward. And that's all there is to it. See, I've got them in the holes there. Actually, I got that one in the back hole. I need to move that. But yeah, that's it. Okay, well, it's kind of like making a tent. You know, when you were a kid, it's kind of what it's like. I don't know why I feel like that, but I do. But yeah, there it is. It's all 5 of them are in place. It's ready to be. You know, I gotta put some insulation back there. I gotta staple some things, and yeah, more or less. All right, just to show y'all what I'm doing here. So I'll show you on this side, inside there, which it got a little folded up, but that's okay. It's not hurting anything. But yeah, just roughly cutting, and you can cut this with big scissors is what I'm doing now. I started with a razor blade, but big scissors are better. Yeah, just 3M glue. This stuff really does stick. Spraying it on both surfaces, but I think with this you could probably just get away spraying it on just the car side or maybe the phone side too, but by itself, I don't know. But I'm putting it on 2 surfaces. Don't know that that's necessary. So that's what the inside looks like, and then on top of that, I'm just putting the foam there, and I think that'll be enough to give you the kind of the padding behind the leg right there. But if it's not, I'll cut another piece and add another section. So that's my plan. So I'm going to get this side done, and then I'm going to read my instructions on best method to tighten this up. But you know, it's actually, I mean, it's not pulled tight at all, but it doesn't look too terrible already. You know, I mean, you can see just pulling on it just a little bit forward. I think you start in the front, center, and work your way out to the sides, I believe. So I'm gonna read what the instructions say to do. Just go with that method. I'm about to turn on my loud ass air compressor and get my little stapler set up. First time I've used that, but yeah. Let me get this other padding cut. This is what I'm using. I think it was $30 for this whole roll, so I'll of course I'm gonna have a lot left over, so I'll roll it up and we'll use it on the next whatever one day. I don't know. Probably will never get used again, but we'll see. Okay, so the book says to work it from the front to the front tack strip, which is that guy right there. You can see this here. I don't know what kind of material it is, maybe a hard rubber or something, I don't know. But so we're gonna go to that, and it says start in the center, work your way out to the sides. Then you go to the back tack strip, same thing, center out to the sides, and then just work it around, pulling the seams out. And I don't know, I don't think it's gonna be too bad. First stab at it, and I would say it's not perfect. It's not perfect, but I'd say it is pretty good, and it is going to get better when I start adding the trim. This corner back here did not end up too well. That side, whenever the trim's in there, like when I hold that up, all that's pretty tight over there. Actually got a little bit of wave over here. I think I'm gonna pull these staples on the side and tighten this up. That shouldn't be a problem, and I think that'll kind of get some of those waves out also. I think one issue I had, I didn't have it perfectly centered. Had more on that side than on this side, and I think it kind of, I was more centered in the back, but I think it all kind of got off a little. I think that caused some issues. So that's one thing I would say, make sure your side to side is even kind of all the way around before you start stapling. There's no place to staple up here, so the molding just captures this, you know, and that'll kind of pull all that tight. I don't really like the holes. It's like it's a lot of white in it. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, I'm probably gonna mess around with this trim, see if I can. The good thing is all of these pieces, for basically from the front and down the side and across the back, they are all anodized still. So if I can get them cleaned up good, then I shouldn't have to do all the sanding and everything. And that is my goal, to get them looking shiny as possible, good as possible. None of them are bent. They're actually all in really good shape. And my plan is, and I learned this on Casey's Customs, watching him, and he bragged about these little things. So, and I'll put an Amazon link. I don't know that they're the exact same ones he has, but they're 4-year-old buffing wheel or angle grind. I don't know which. They're not. It's not a die grinder, is it? But this guy. Basically, you just take the little sanding disc off, put a little buffing pad on it, and it's good for polishing trim and things like that. So I'm gonna try them out. I'm gonna try some different compounds and see if I can get it to work. So another thing too, I am really impressed with this glue. Like for a spray on glue, that stuff is badass. Okay, remember how I said I have 2 of those, 2 headliners? I think I'm gonna need the second one. I've run into some issues, and it wouldn't need it if I wouldn't have already trimmed this thing. And the other thing, remember I said it was off-centered, so I think we can do a better job next time. But problem I'm running into, but yeah, you can kind of see it leaves my staples exposed. And in the front, there's a little bit of that, but I don't know what you could do about that. I mean, I can move the staples, make sure I staple them innermost part, but on the front it's just barely, like a couple of them show, but it's not a big deal on that one. But I think, and I put these tack strips like right where center of where the old tabs were, and I'm pretty sure that's about the same width the old ones were. I need to make sure that I need to pull these out, which means I got to pull everything out, because if I wouldn't have trimmed it so much, I could have just kind of moved these down and shifted this over. But see, I've trimmed that side now, and it's also too high, so I don't have any material to go left or right with. So I think that it's either have exposed staples, which I don't like, or because it'd be quite a few and it'd be right here where you could see them. You know, if it was somewhere in the back or something, I'd probably just say screw it. But you know, right above the door, that's not a good look. And I have an extra one already, and it'll probably take me longer to undo all the staples than it will to actually put it back in, I think. So yeah, you know, it's not great, but it is what it is. Okay, y'all, second time is a charm, and I know there's some lumps in here, but this one looks better. And whenever the trim is kind of pressed up, especially got all this a lot better. Back there, I may have to do some restapling and kind of straightening that up. This one, again, on this side, it looks better than that side. This actually, like when I put that trim there, it kind of, yeah, it hides it good. Back corners, of course, it's trim. It's got to kind of hold that. There's nothing to staple to up in that area, so the trim kind of pushes all that up. And then back here, there's the trim piece. About from there down, there's nothing to staple to, from there to there. So the trim's just kind of hiding that. I'd say a couple things I did different. I didn't cut these cloth parts where the hangers are as far back this time. Seemed to help kind of keep it rounded going down. I did these sides several times. I kind of stapled them in place, come to this side, pulled this one tight. And I'd say trick I learned, basically what I did was I just pulled down tight on this, not worried about how it was like that, and then I took my staple gun with the other hand and pressed the material to the board like that, and then shot it. And then that kind of mimics what the molding's going to do. All right, a couple things. First of all, this is where you start, right here. This pillar, this chrome piece, got one screw, fits in, and then this overlaps it, and then the piece that goes here overlaps it, and we'll hold it up. This, once I had these two in and kind of lined this up, these holes they just all lined up really nice. One thing to remember, these sun visor brackets go inside this. Don't be a dummy like me and think they go on the outside. They go inside. So I had to take it off and put them inside. But you see, the only screw I couldn't get lined up on both sides was that one and that one. The other 4 screws, of course this one's a small one that just locks the sun visor bracket in place. But yeah, that's it. And then you got the centerpiece. Couldn't get that screw quite lined up either. Another thing to note, if you're putting a mirror in like this, like I did, might want to get this in first. I barely had enough room, but it's just right actually. But I didn't think about all this stuff. Got lucky a little bit on that one. Yeah, I'm gonna carry on with these. I'm gonna try. So this piece here, I mean, it's gotta, you can see where it's straightened out right there. That slides over that lip right there. So, you know, when it bottoms out right there. So I'm just gonna press that up against it and put a screw in there and see if it goes through my wood trim and into the screw hole. All right, excuse the fans, but yeah, I mean, this side is more or less done. I mean, ignore that washer. What's going on there is a coat rack that goes there, the coat rack holder, but my seatbelt thing lines up right there, so it will be on the way. So you're not going to see that washer. The seatbelt goes over that. Actually, the big plastic part will cover all that, so I'm not, but the hole in this, I guess, was too big for the head of the screws. So this one here, it also has a big hole for some reason. I'm not so sure something else doesn't fasten there, but I do have a hole drilled, but the head just went right through it. I didn't think about it not being the right size, so something trim related must go right there. Probably that piece that sits right there must, or there might be maybe there's some trim that goes across there. I don't know. I'll figure that out in a little while. This is kind of where I wanted to get to on both sides, so I still got to do this side. But one thing I'll note, like, look how good it tightens this up. I mean, it really tight. Anyway, yeah, the more shit I put on this, the happier I am with it. I'm like, it is not bad at all. Like, looking like I might have a new side hustle. Not really. The last of the aluminum pieces to buff. That is it. That is all of them. I found everything. The rest is chrome, which we do a little different. We're just kind of steel wooling and oil and stuff, buffing those up a little bit. I am prepared this time. I'm not going to sand my fingernails down to the quick or whatever, like I did last time. So hopefully this works. But yeah, I'm about to start sanding. Probably what I'll do, I got to stop around 5. Got somewhere to go. And it's Friday, so tomorrow I plan on finishing what I haven't finished sanding and polishing, buffing I guess I should say, and then moving on to yeah, kind of getting this back stuff done, back deck, probably these trim pieces. I think tomorrow when I get all this polished, I'll go ahead and do the top of the window and down the sides, get those trim pieces installed, and then I'll probably work on these rear quarter windows one more time. I want to do that because I have a video coming out putting them together, and I would like to show them working, I guess is what I'm going to say in the video. I will explain everything that I messed up, so that you know, we like to do that, show you all our mistakes. I will show you both times I did this headliner, maybe not every detail step, but we'll let you know that it did take me 2 shots. So, but yeah, I'm essentially done. I'm gonna call this project done, headliner done. Now we're moving on to just trim. All that'll tighten up when I get the trim in it pretty well. may not be perfect, but it's gonna be good. You still gotta put the lighting in, a few little things, but you know, it's like I said, for all intents and purposes, it is done. And yeah, from here forward, it's awesome. Of course, that's where I got my trim. So I do think the trim will tighten all that up quite a bit, because there's no place to staple back in that corner. So that's all you got is trim. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. I mean, not close my air hose on with the door. That's not very smart. But come on, stapler. I'm done with you. Oh, damn it! Got the damn compressor off, and of course it's bled all the way down. That's what it does, because it's a piece of shit. Thank you, Northern Tools, for selling such wonderful products. And yeah, they're not making it easy to return them. That's even better. I anodized these, or took the anodizing off. I was looking at it, and I was like, you know, there really aren't any scratches on this. Do I really need to sand it? And I was like, I'm not doing 60 grit for sure. There's nothing to sand, really. Nothing I'm trying to get rid of. And I was like, you know what? What if I just don't sand it and just go straight to polishing? What would that do? And by polishing, I use these little disc buffing wheels. Started with a gray, which is a rougher cut. And I don't even know that I needed to do that. I might try a piece with just brown and see how it does, but I mean, that's shinier than the anodized pieces that I had in there. Okay, y'all, I am calling it a day, and for the first time in years, which I think that's just the upholstery, the way it is. I mean, look, it's not the perfect upholstery job. That corner, that's gonna bother me. It might push down a little more, but man, I'm more than happy with this. It's pretty much 100% assembled. I forgot to put that corner piece on. It's right there before I put this back seat in, but it's too hard to put in with the seat. Very easy to get in without the seat. So I'll just wait till I pull this seat out again, which I probably will at some point. But man, it's all buttoned up. I got to do my courtesy lights, which I got some new ones coming. Got to rehang my seat belt. So I'll probably do that first thing in the morning so I can get this thing ready to drive, because I do kind of want to take it for some extended test drives. I'll put the transmission fluid back in it. I'm gonna do that in the morning. But yeah, it's been a long day, but that's like almost half the car done. You know, I know this part up here, there's a lot to it, a lot of little things, but man, you know, you just one thing at a time, and it's just going back together. Things kind of line up the way they're supposed to. I haven't really had trouble finding like little screw holes and things. Like, everything's just falling into place. It really is. Yeah, I love it. I love it. That looks really cool. See some blue down there. I think that seat's pushed up a little high. I'm gonna get in there in a minute, try to push it down. I don't think it's quite down all the way, but yeah, I really like it. Anyway, I'm calling it a day. I'm about to go grill some burgers and watch some baseball and drink some beer. How about that? All right, talk to y'all later. Thanks for watching.